All right, everybody. Welcome to the stream tonight. Getting everything up and going and making sure that we are running. Yep, there we go. That looks good there. And try reloading the Twitch page. There we go. So we're up and going on everything. We are. Ooh, video download was canceled. Never mind. We're good. It's weird. Are you guys? When I see, it keeps telling me to reload the player. There might be something going on with Twitch. Are you guys okay on Twitch? My bit rate is. Am I okay on Twitch? Look like I'm streaming okay. 30 frames per second, no dropped frames. And when I bring it up, it looks okay, and then it just stops. Interesting. I'm reporting that I can't play. It looks like it's working. I don't know. Maybe it's just my internet. Because when I look at the YouTube stream, everything seems to be okay. So we're gonna call it good. You guys let me know. Hey, Aircrack, you're on Twitch. Let me know if everything seems to be going okay on Twitch. And if it's just my computer that's having an issue. But welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here, man. Oh, today I spent the whole day writing documentation on a system that we've been building for a while now. Started back in November, so about 7 months. We've been building a system for embedding Angular components in any application, and then so we can embed our stuff in any website. And it's been funny to go to just random websites around the internet and embed our stuff into it, just hacking the HTML. It's been a lot of fun. But today I've been writing documentation on how all of that works and all the layers and stuff like that. I'm feeling pretty brain dead. And so when I'm feeling brain dead, I do Zen stuff, but we'll see how well my brain dead state works when I'm working with an upgrade. I want to test some stuff before we get into any of that. So one of the first things I like to do if I'm going to be doing a major upgrade is I like to make sure that I'm on the most recent branch, and then I'm going to run the unit tests. And those all came from the local cache, except for the component tests. The other thing I want to do is let's create a tag here, and And this is the last Angular 17. And so that's what we'll just call it. Last Angular 17. And we'll just say release. And the message here is this is the last branch that we will, or this is the last commit in Angular 17. And we'll go ahead and submit that. And the main reason I'm doing this is that there are a lot of people out there running Angular 17. And so if I go ahead and push this tag, then what we can do is if we go to GitHub and we go to tags, my tag not push? So there's the tag. We'll push that to origin. There we go. So I have to push that tag to the origin. That should give me 5 tags now if I refresh. There we go. And so now if somebody wants the last Angular 17 commit, then they can grab it. Signed. And we could create a release. The main reason I want to do this is, if somebody wants to grab the latest Angular 17 code, they can. And if for whatever reason we need to do a bug fix for Angular 17, we can do that too. So it's just kind of good hygiene to make a tag like that. And it's not something that I've done in the past, but it's something that I definitely should be doing. The next thing I want to do is we're going to say stream. No, we're not in February. Wow. We're in June 6th. June 6th, 2024. And my branches are named horribly. I will admit that. That's okay. If it wasn't for a stream, I would name these probably. This would probably be feature Angular 18 upgrade or something like that. Oh, you didn't even follow the V18 features. What are you working in right now, Aircrack? It's good to have you here, though. Components test. One of them failed. Why is my test failing? Await render cell. Oh, I remember these. We were having issues with Angular testing library. We can probably fix these as part of this upgrade because I think by now Angular testing library probably knows how to deal with signal inputs and things like that. And if they don't, I've got enough experience that I can probably help fix them. The tests seem to be passing. The other thing I want to do is we want to serve our Angular Sudoku. And I don't remember if there's a dash in it or not. There must be. Actually, I think this one, we set it up so that it has a default project. So I think I can just do just a regular serve. Yeah, and it does have a dash in it. Getting my hands dirty with Vue. Oh, honestly, I've had some concerns with the feature of Angular. Wanted to deeply learn something else to be safe. Oh, interesting. Vue. I like Vue. You know, I um, Vue is back a while ago. I haven't looked at Vue in a few releases, but a while ago, Vue was kind of what I thought Angular JS would have evolved into if it had stayed the way it was before. I know Vue has made some huge changes, and I know Vue has signals and stuff like that. Um, and I haven't looked into it. But I get what you're saying with just diversifying, especially if you have concerns about your future. That's a healthy thing to do. So um, you'll have to let me know your thoughts on Vue. And let's zoom in on this. Um, so here we go. We're back in our good old friendly Angular Sudoku grid, and maybe we can zoom out a bit. There we go. So we've got all of this fun stuff in place. We can create our puzzle and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then here we can come back the other way. Oh, we can't do that. That will not work. But we can offset it and go 2, 3, 4. Here we can't do 5 or 6, but we can do 7 and 8. And then we can do 5, 6, 1. Can't do 1 there. We can do 6 here. And here we can do a 1. And now our puzzle works, right? So now we can end create puzzle mode. We've got a puzzle. And so if we solve a cell, it's going to attempt to solve the puzzle for us. We've got our undo and our redo that's all working. Really curious if this is I imagine it's probably a solvable puzzle, but I don't know if it's got multiple solutions, and it's having to go back. So you'll see that it's solved some cells, and then it's had to go back until it can find a branch, and it's done it again. Um, so there might only be one solution to this puzzle. I think I think it's 11 cells need to be defined for a puzzle to have a unique solution. I think that's the number that I remember from. I used to watch Cracking the Cryptic, and that's what actually got me into building Sudoku. They used to do Sudoku all the time on that channel. They still do, but it's more weird versions of Sudoku now. I don't watch them as much, but we can see, we've got our log observable operator running. We can replace this with our npm package. So maybe that's where we'll start today. Is we can go and we can go to GitHub. And here we can do log observable. And here's our observable. And to install it, start the application, log observable. That's not where the landing page. I need to fix that landing page because this should be landing page. Or at least there should be a link to the landing page there. Let's go ahead and copy over our pnpm install. And we'll go ahead and terminate the application. And we can tell that we're using pnpm because we've got a pnpm lock.yaml file. So we'll go ahead and paste that. I wanted to hit the paste keyboard command. At work, I've been using Dev. This is a terminal I've been using at work on my Mac. This is probably the only thing that I'm missing right now between my Mac and my Windows computer is this terminal. This Warp terminal is amazing. Um, I highly recommend it. It does a lot of really cool stuff. It even has AI that you can run inside of it. I'm on the Windows waiting list, but I don't know when we'll get a Windows Warp terminal. I'm looking forward to it. Very, very good terminal. Um, anyway, we'll go ahead and install this, and it's probably ooh. So we've got a couple of updates. PNPM needs to be upgraded, which is good to know. Um, and that means that we'll probably need to upgrade it through Volta. Um, but we'll see what happens here. It's crazy that it's resolving so many packages for a tiny little library. Um, Tukes, hey, welcome to the stream, man. Um, even Preact beats it. Yeah, but I get your fear. I understand that. Um, and like I said, it's always good to know what's out there. Because you never know what's going to happen, and you don't want to be stuck with a solution that's not going to be used, right? So I get that. My cam is lagging. I think my cam is lagging right now. I think I'm having some internet issues because I'm also unable to. I'm getting like weird bit rates. Like it shows that I'm streaming at a good bit rate, but if I'm getting some lag, I'm not showing any dropped frames. I wonder if Twitch is having some issues right now. Um, because I'm unable to actually play my stream on Twitch. Um, and so yeah. Oh, not now, but sometimes. I am talking with a new ISP to so right now I'm on a cable modem, and I think we get like 250 megabytes down or megabit down, and I think they limit me to like 30 or 40 up. Um, and it's an asymmetrical, and depending on how overloaded the hub is and things like that, um, they just brought fiber into my neighborhood, and I can get gigabit up and down symmetrical, and it's actually cheaper than what I'm paying for my cable. And so I'm looking into a new ISP. But thank you for the feedback too, because I appreciate that. But yeah, it's so easy to learn. Whatever you do just works perfectly. No need to think about complexity. Easy to understand syntax, etc. Yeah, and that's the cool thing about Vue is they took a very I don't want to say simplistic because that makes them sound like it makes them sound like a toy, and that's not what I want. They they took the idea of simplicity and really ran with it with Vue. And because they did that, Vue is a really nice framework to work with. Um, I imagine it's stayed that way. And they've had good leadership at Vue, and just a lot of really good stuff has come out of there. Um, so I appreciate your feedback, man. Um, yeah, it's a good framework. It is saying I'm unstable, but it looks like we're running. I really, it's really weird. The Streamlabs says I'm fine, um, but Twitch says I'm not. And the thing is, I'm streaming to the Twitch website, and then Twitch is streaming to Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. Um, so um, can't direct you where to watch. That's against TOS, but I am multi-streaming. So if you're having trouble with lag and stuff like that, I can't violate my terms of service, but um, if you're having trouble, there might be a way around it. We'll leave it at that. Um, anyway, so we installed the log observable, but that's actually probably going to, no, it's not going to break anything yet. Let's go ahead and replace everything with our log observable and make sure it all works. Um, so, yep, that's fine. Um, so the first thing we're going to do right off the bat, we're just going to say, we're going to look for the log observable. Um, and so we've got log observable here in our Sudoku RxJS operators. I'm actually going to remove that. The other thing I want to do is Storybook, VS Code. Inside of apps, I'm actually going to just go and kill these two E to E projects. I don't do end-to-end testing, and they're actually throwing some errors. Let's go ahead and delete this one too. Not allowing me to delete that one. Come on. Can I delete it here? Because it is being used by another process. Okay. We'll go see what's using this. So we've got a node, a command, and a node task that's using it. Well, I'm curious if I just exit out of here and we refresh, does that get rid of my node tasks? No, it doesn't. That's okay. We'll go ahead and kill these. And now I should be able to delete this one. So there we go. And I'm not saying you should delete your end-to-end testing. I just haven't written any end-to-end tests, and it seems kind of silly to keep them around. If they just keep breaking other tests, and I haven't done anything with them. So here we're just going to say, we'll stage that, and that, and we're just going to say that we removed E to E tests. For E to we removed unused E to E projects. I actually think you should have end-to-end testing, and I think Cypress is perfectly good for that. But in testing and stuff before we started, the end-to-end projects were actually causing unit tests to fail. And here we added log observable. And so now we're in a place where we can replace all of that stuff. Let's go here and let's grab our terminal again. And before I do any of that, let's just do pnpm nx run. We'll run our tests again and make sure those all run. Other thing I want to do, make sure everything's good there. We are. And we're good here. Okay. So we still read 6 from, 7 project. Oh, yeah. We did this beforehand. It wasn't unit tests that were failing. It was linting. Run dash many and run the lint target, right? And I do that a lot. I do pn for a lot, and I don't know why. But this should now allow all of my lint tests to work. And of course it doesn't. Component list doesn't lint because, so the module boundaries for this grid component are wrong. So we should fix that. That's why you should run your lint tests. So we'll fix that too. But let's go in and fix, or we'll replace all of our RxJS operators. The best way to do this is just come over here in our lib. And in our libs, we have our RxJS operators here. We're just going to delete this. Well, actually, no, let's not do that. Let's make sure that we've only got one operator in here, right? Yeah, we do. Oh, wow, it's a module. This has been around for a while. We've got a module in here. But it's only one operator. It's only the observable operator. We've made some upgrades to this since we last used it. And so we're just going to delete this. Try again. Go ahead and delete. Really? What is locking this? So we've got node and all of that. Wonder what it is that's locking it. There we go. Now I should be able to delete it. I'm curious. So it wasn't the node here. I wonder what node is actually locking my stuff. I wonder if it's the node that runs inside of WebStorm. But I'm not sure what causes that. Anyway, we've removed that, but that's going to break a whole bunch of stuff. And we can just say, hey, build it, right? And if we build, we're going to see that there's a whole bunch of issues. And yeah, I knew there was going to be issues, and normally I would jump in and fix it. But I wanted to show that we've got all of these issues that you might run into. The first thing we want to do is it's saying, hey, it can't resolve this at sudo RxJS operators. That is in the tsconfig.base.json. And inside of here, this is where we set up all of our aliases, right? And here is our RxJS operators. So we're going to take that out. And one thing to make sure you do is inside of a JSON file, trailing commas are not legal. And if you leave those in there, it might cause problems. So we're going to save that. And then the next thing we need to do is just look for log-observable, and we're going to replace it. So here we can just take this and delete it. And then we can see down here that our log observable has problems. But if, whoops, that was the wrong one. Oh, okay. It hasn't found it yet, but we can help it. We can just say, hey, import log observable. And we're going to say that we want this from at xocomil log observable. And it doesn't like my import. Why doesn't it like my import? Like it's finding it and it's giving me the information from the site. Um, let's go ahead and, well, let's finish. We'll finish cleaning all these up. So here we'll just replace this with xocomil log observable. There we go. There it is. So we install it, basic usage, import log observable from there. It should be good. So that one's from there. Cell component has a problem. So it looks like we're only using log observable in the grid store and the cell component. Let's go ahead and just see if this builds. If it doesn't build, then we'll need to figure out what's causing the issue. I did the add, but did I do the install? Well, yeah, it was there in the log file. Now it's not picking it up, and I'm not sure why. So we can see that it can't find this import. But if we go look at our package.json, inside of here, we should have log observable. Yeah, it's right here. Very strange. Let's just see if I try to add it again. So there it is. Now if we run the build, there we go. No, still got a problem. You can mark the path as external to exclude it from the bundle. Well, first of all, let's do a Volta list here. So we have PNPM, and let's do Volta install PNPM at latest. We'll just grab the latest PNPM for Volta and then run a PNPM check here. So now we're at version 9. PNPM install, no frozen. How is it? I wanted to do a no frozen lock file. And PNPM list at xocomil slash log dash observable. So it is a dev dependency. Is that my problem? That I've got it marked as a dev dependency? That could be my problem. Let's go to my package.json. And we're going to take this and we're going to move it out of dev dependencies. We'll move it up into actual dependencies because we're using it, and see if that does anything for us. I don't know if it will or not. Something changed. So now if I do a PNPM build or NX build, am I going to get the same issue? I am. I didn't think it would work, but PNPM NX, I wonder if because I'm trying to replace it, I might have an issue. So there is a way to reset, just reset. npm nx reset. So we reset it, and then now I should be able to do an nx build. Here's why it's not finding. It's there, and if we go here, we look at our node modules, and right here, there's log-observable, lib, and there's the operator right there. Index.ts points to lib log-observable operator. Package.json has an RxJS dependency of 7.8, but I think we're good there. Although this did grab the entire project. So it wants it in dist libs. I probably need to do some work on this library. Um, it's like if I look at here at TypeScript ES, no. Like all of these don't have this issue. Log observable though. Is it because my index is in the wrong place? And this was pushed poorly? That is quite likely a possibility. Because it should be pointing here to the source file. And that's what, like this index here, I'll bet if I go here and I add the slash source to it. Yeah. Okay. That's not good. Let's fix this. We're gonna take a break really quick. And go look at how we publish this because it shouldn't be published this way. So let's go ahead and exit out of here. And let's fix the actual log observable. I had somebody report this to me before. I'm curious. Let's go take a look at issues here. We don't have any issues reported. Pull requests. These are just all upgrades. So we'll go ahead and upgrade this stuff. Yeah, we shouldn't need as much as we've got there. So let's go fix it. So we'll go here into log observable, and let's go open that up in our terminal, and then we're going to say that we replaced our log observable here. Placed log observable operator. And let's fix our published package on npm. And when we do that, I'm actually going to discard both of these changes because it's perfectly fine as a dev dependency. But we will go here. We've got our log observable. Let's go ahead and pull from main. We're going to check out main. And we are going, well, it's already tagged it. That's 0.02. I haven't released 0.03. This is all testing and stuff. Yeah. I wasn't planning on doing this today, but so PNPM, or actually I want to do an NCU with a group format on it. But I definitely want to get this fixed because it's broken and nobody can use it. And that is not good. Um, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to do pnpm nx run many, and we'll run our lint, and then we'll run our tests just to make sure that everything's in a good state. Um, like we have Angular in here, but we don't need Angular. It's not a requirement for the project. So our tests all run, or that was our lint. Let's run our tests. We've got our regular tests and the tests for the app. So those are all good. So now that we know that we're in a good state, well, we aren't in a good state, but let's go ahead and pnpm nx migrate latest. Ooh, before we do that, I'm on the wrong branch. Let's go over here to log-observable, and we are going to create a new branch. Stream / June 6th, 2024. So there we go. So the first thing we're going to do is now we can see that we're on the right branch and everything. I didn't have to do that, but PNPM. Ooh, wait. Before I do PNPM, let's make sure. Yes, we are using PNPM. So PNPM NX migrate latest. And I probably should have run this test long before now to make sure that it works. That's on me. Being a first-time author, that's not a good thing, right? I think the other thing I can do is we might when we release this, we might bump it. But it's going to grab all of the NX stuff. It's going to upgrade Angular for us and all of that on its own. And so, this we'll just mark this as a chore. This one wants to fix the depths, so that's the Angular stuff. And this one wants to upgrade Narwhal. This one wants to update Node. This one wants to upgrade to ESLint 9. We're not going to do that. And there's a bunch of stuff here that we'll take care of, but we're going to fix the library that's been published for a while that nobody can use. Maybe if it actually works, people will actually use it. It's a little bit embarrassing that I pushed it out that way, and oh well. We'll fix it, and then people can use it, and then we don't have to worry about it. Just need to be a little bit conscious of time tonight. My wife is at the Sarah McLachlan concert tonight, and so I am in charge of dinner and stuff for my daughters. I don't want to feed them too late tonight, so we may finish this fix. Package.json has been updated. NX Cloud for NX. Blah, blah, blah. So we aren't using continuous integration. Remote caching to make your builds faster. Sure, I don't care. Yeah, my cloud workspace is public. It should be public. So we do have some migrations to run. Let's go ahead and paste that command. We'll add this command to our copy buffer. And then we're going to go take a look at what it wants to run in the migrations. So the first thing we can see is that it's upgraded Angular for us from 17 to 18, which is good. It's going to upgrade NX from 18 to 19. That's good. All of this stuff is upgraded. The CLI, oh, look at that. Our CLI is way out of date. Oh, never mind. 17 to 18. Yeah, I was thinking NX 19. No, 17 to 18. We'll take care of that here in a bit. All the rest of this stuff looks to be the same. It is downgrading Cypress. And it's upgrading ng packager and NX. So great. That all looks good. NX, it's adding the cloud access token. That's a public access token, so that's fine. And then in migrations, it's got a whole bunch of stuff. So it's going to update the default workspace. It's going to migrate our extra semicolon rules. What does this do? Update the Angular CLI. Oh, so it's going to update the CLI package for us. It's going to upgrade TypeScript utils. And it's going to run some stuff from Angular too about two-way bindings and things like that. So that looks good. We'll go. Oh, I thought I had this running. Whoops. So we'll let this run. And then this will be just a chore that we upgrade NX and Angular. The nice thing is that a lot of the stuff that it needs to upgrade, we already have cached locally. So you can see that it downloaded 80 files, but we can reuse a whole bunch of files. And so now the post install stuff is all happening. And once that's done, then the next thing to do, I just like to make sure that we've got all the Angular stuff upgraded. Oh, never mind. I can't do this yet because we don't have that. I need to make sure that we run the migrations. So running the migrations, we'll go through and run all of those migrations from the migrations.json file. And as it runs those, we'll be able to, we'll just be able to make sure that our workspace is properly upgraded. And then once that's properly upgraded, then we can go check on some stuff. So we can see that I think it's adding some files. Yeah, it added 15 files. So the Angular CLI it upgraded. It also upgraded TypeScript ESLint utils to 8.0 alpha 28. Interesting. And it ran some other upgrades in here, which we can see if we go take a look at our files. So we already, so the package.json, now we should see the Angular CLI has been upgraded also, and it has. NXJSON, nothing there. Migrations we looked at, prettier, it added the NX workspace data, that's good. It also added it to the git ignore, and in our ESLint JSON, it moved one of the rules to the highest level in preparation for future stuff. So things look good here. this is where I want to run NCU and just make sure that we didn't miss anything with the Angular upgrade. So we've got the Angular CLI that we could upgrade, which I think we'll do. Everything else in here is either jest or like tslib, that's fine. And then types files and, TypeScript ESLint stuff. So we'll fix these. We won't do the ESLint upgrade, but we'll do all the rest. But all I want to do is pipm nx migrate, and we're just going to do the @angular/CLI. And that is going to get us on the latest version of the CLI. And then once we're there, the next thing to do is run our tests and stuff and make sure that all of that works. Once our tests work, then we can, our tests and our linting, we want to make sure all of that works. And then we'll do the rest of the upgrades. And once we're done with that, the next thing to do is to look at how we're publishing this and make sure that we publish it properly. Because we shouldn't be pushing that entire theme out. And so we don't have any migrations, so we'll just go ahead and run this. And the other thing we can do is we can actually go look at, that's the wrong one. Go to npm.js.com. Go ahead and sign in here. No, don't save it. I've already got a password manager. Gotta go take a look at my one-time password and try not to read it out on stream as I type it in. So authenticator. I am looking for my npm. There we go. There we go. Should be authenticated. There we are. So now we're in npm. And if I look at my libraries, we look at this one. Can I look at version 0.02? Look at that. So we can look in the code itself and see if we get the proper stuff published. But that's all done. So if we now do pnpm nx run many and we run our tests, hopefully all our tests pass, and then we'll say, we'll all of our tests pass and our linting passes, then we'll commit this with the upgrade chore. And pnpm nx run many. Here we're going to run our lint. Hey Angel, hey dude, I'm new in programming world, but I don't know what's this. Right now, so I was going to be working on our Sudoku game in Angular. And by the way, welcome to the programming world. feel free to ask all the questions you want. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. What we're looking at is I created an operator for RxJS. RxJS is an observable library, and observables are a way to handle asynchronous programming. Please feel free to tell me if I'm over explaining or under explaining, right? Asynchronous programming is just like, say, for example, when you're programming and you want to get something from a website, you don't want your program sitting there and waiting forever while you request data from a database or a website API or something like that. So what you do is you tell your program, hey, go get this data for me, and then you go do other things like redraw the screen or handle button events or mouse move events or things like that, right? And so that stuff that's handling in the background is asynchronous because it's the synchronous thread is your UI thread that's handling your mouse moving and things like that, right? And then anything that's happening concurrently is asynchronous. It's outside of the synchronous thread. It's not going to stop execution while it's happening. We're not going to stop and wait for it. RxJS is a library that allows us to handle asynchronous programming and events. It's very popular in the Angular framework. And so I created an operator a while ago that allows us to look inside of RxJS events and log when things happen or when errors happen or things like that. But when I pushed it, I made a mistake. And that mistake was I published all of the code and not just the code that we need for the operator. So hopefully that's a good explanation for you. And let me know, Angel or Angel, either one. I'm fine calling you either one. Judging by your last name, I don't know. I'm not sure which one it would be. Correct me. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'll call you Angel until you correct me. But anyways, so we're trying to fix this, and so what I'm doing right now is we're just upgrading our dependencies, and so I'm using some tools that are going to give me insight into our npm packages. And we're upgrading our tools. The other thing we're doing, this is a GUI built on top of Git. So like here, if I just do a Git status, right, we can see the files that I've modified here. These files right here. And then I've got an untracked migrations.json file. We can see the same things here. These show me that it's edited. And so this is just a GUI built on top of the interface. I tend to prefer the GUI, and Git is a way to control versions of your code. And so, if you've ever gone to GitHub, and again, please tell me if I'm going way too basic for you, right? But here on GitHub, we can see all the code for this operator that we wrote. And if we go and look at like pull requests, right? And we look at the closed pull requests, we can see old versions of the code. So, back on April 25th, these are the changes that were made. So it lists out all the changes, and then we can take a look at the commits themselves, but we can also say, hey, what files were changed, right? And so Git tracks all the changes and it displays it for us in a nice way. GitHub is completely free. It's if your project is public, it's completely free. And I think you can have up to, I don't even know, I think it's like 5 or 10 private repositories for free on GitHub. But it's a way to see old versions of your code and keep track of changes. And this keeps you safe. It really is what it does. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go in and commit these changes. And so we can see right now that Git is telling me what's changed, right? And that's what we're looking at, right? We upgraded some files in npm and Git's tracking that, right? We added a token. We've got some migrations. This plus means that this file has never been seen before. We're going to add it. And then, some other changes here. We're using a type of versioning, and that versioning relies on, certain naming conventions that allow it to determine if we've gone like a minor or a major bump or things like that. And so we're going to follow this. What is it called? Something commit. At the beginning of the stream, I let everybody know I've been writing documentation all day for a project I've been working on. So I'm a little bit brain dead, and I'm dropping things that I should remember. Something commit. And now it's going to bug me until I find it. Git commit patterns. Conventional commits. That's what was in my brain, but I was afraid to say it because I thought I was thinking wrong. But conventional commits is a standardized pattern, and it allows programs to build change logs. So if we go back to here, this change log was built by Git, or this was built by the release process. I didn't have to do this. I thought I don't know. I got a little distracted there because I thought we'd released one after that one, and maybe that's the problem. But anyway, now because I've committed those, if we do a git status, I didn't commit those. I'm all over the place. So we'll go ahead and we're going to stage all these changes. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to follow this convention here with chore and then dependencies. So our commit message is just going to say chore and then deps. And then we're just going to say that, hey, we upgraded NX and Angular to latest. And so I'm using these backticks because I like what they do in GitHub in commit messages. So now we can see that these were all committed. And now if we go back here and we run our git status, we can see that we no longer have that stuff. From here, I can also do a git push. But if I do that, then it's going to want me to run, setting the origin and all of that stuff. That's another reason why I tend to run this, because I just hit that. It asks me, hey, where do I want to push from? We're going to push from push to origin, and we're going to pull from here, and it handles all of that for me. So now we've pushed to the remote branch, and you can see that. So this computer right here shows that I've got these versions here locally, and then this little network icon shows that this is only version available on the remote. And now, if I do a git status here, it again tells me that my branch is up to date. And if I try to do a git push now, right? Oh, it's giving me a permission denied. So I haven't set up permissions for my command prompt. But we're going to take a look at what's left to upgrade. And then we're going to take a look at deploying properly. So we have a couple of upgrades that need to take place. We got this patch version. Patch versions are the last version. In semantic versions, these are safe. Minor should be safe, but they're marked in blue because they're a bigger change than this one. Majors are almost always not safe, and version 0, semantic versioning rules don't apply. So we are we're just going to run this. And I use a tool called NCU because it gives me this nice view of anything that I need to upgrade. The other thing it allows me to do is add a couple of flags that allow me to do an interactive upgrade, right? So now it's going to process it, give it to me in a nice view, but I can use the spacebar now to toggle things on and off, or I can toggle everything on and off. But we're going to upgrade everything except for ESLint. And so I do that, I hit enter, it tells me, hey, these are the things I'm going to change. I hit enter again, and it's going to change it for me. So yeah, and now we're just waiting for PNPM to finish upgrading in the background. Once it's done, we're going to run our tests in our lint again and make sure that everything works. If it does, and I don't foresee anything having problems because all of this stuff here is Angular specific. It's not specific to our library. And in fact, everything we did is specific to the application that we used to test. It's not specific to the actual library that we were going to publish. So while this is running, let's go ahead and let's open up WebStorm and let's look at our log observable. And inside of here, we want to look at what we're publishing. Because what we want to publish is just this log observable here. But really, all we want to publish is everything in this source file. And I think that's the mistake I made, is that I published log observable and not the source directory. And so index from source, yep, that's, we've got the entry file that's index.ts, and that should just grab everything in here. And really, it should just grab that. And the package.json, this will be updated for us. So this version will be updated for us by the automated process. And all of this other stuff should be too. I'm looking at my project.json. I want to see, this is a library. Build is using outputs is this project roots. It's using the package.json. My TS config is that, and that's fine. That's my development project. So all of that should be fine. The only other thing I want to take a look at is here. Wait, why do I have a PNPM lock file? Never mind. Never mind. Brain dead, right? I've been using PNPM the whole time, and I'm like, wait, why do I have a PNPM lock file? You have a PNPM lock file because you're using PNPM. I think we're good. So one thing I want to take a look at, actually, because what we're releasing is in the dist directory. I don't see a dist directory here. Here it is, dist. Log observable. Okay, that's even weirder. Because if we look, this is what I expected to be up on npm. In this log observable, this is what a package should look like that we grab from npm. There's the home page. There's the repository. That's the module. This is all of the stuff that I expect to be here. And this is the export that I expect to be here. Yeah. That's all the stuff that I expect to be. I don't know why this is interesting. We'll have to see what's going on here. But anyway, we'll go back to our shell, and now we've upgraded everything. So now we can say, hey, run my linter again. I'm using NX, which is a tool. What do I think about learning Python first? Do it. Python's a great learning language. Python is used in AI. It's used in data. It's used all over the place. It's a great language. You'll learn great practices learning Python. And quite honestly, I don't think your first language matters as much as some people will lead you to believe. And what I mean by that is that when you're first learning programming, there's certain things that you should learn, right? You should learn about variables. You should learn about scoping. You should learn about looping. You should learn about branching. You should learn about sentinel variables. You should learn about that's part of looping, right? The arrays, data structures, right? Arrays are probably the first data structure you'll be introduced to. Things like that. Those you'll learn in any language. It doesn't matter what language you're using. And once you've got a solid foundation, then you can start worrying about the arguments that people have, like functional versus procedural versus imperative programming, declarative versus imperative, stuff like that. All these other big arguments that people have, you can start worrying about that later. But in the beginning, you should pick a language that, one, is going to allow you to learn the kind of stuff that you want to learn. So if you're interested in AI and ML, then Python's a great place to start. If you're interested in game dev or something like that, then pick up a language that's going to let you use your favorite game dev editor. That's my honest suggestion, because if you start writing something that you want to write, you're going to keep it up. But if you pick up a language because somebody says, oh, you should learn Java because everybody uses Java, or oh, you should learn C# because C# awesome because of X, Y, and Z, or oh, you should learn JavaScript because the entire world runs on Java, right? No. Pick up a language that's going to keep you interested. It's going to allow you to build your foundation. Once you've built your foundation, then it's time to go back and start going, okay, I understand how to write a program. And I've written a few programs that I'm interested in. Now it's time to start talking to people or taking classes to figure out where my blind spots are. And those will start introducing you to languages that are important for that, right? But yeah, do Python, man. You're going to love it. And use it to do stuff that you want to do. That's the key to all of this, right? When you're learning, do something you want to do. That's why when I get on and stream, I'm streaming stuff that I want to do. I hope it interests other people, but if I want to do it, I'm going to keep doing it. So hopefully that makes sense, right? But learn Python, dude. It'll be awesome. And you know what? I'm calling you dude. I don't know. I guess dude is gender neutral ish. Um, but you know, yeah, learn Python. It'll be awesome. Um, anyway, our linting worked. So let's run our tests. Um, and another thing, Angel, I I'm not that good at Python. I'm pretty weak at it actually. I watch a lot of Python on YouTube, which is hilarious to me that I watch Python but I don't write it. Um, but there are some very good Python YouTubers out there who teach very, very solid um, computer science concepts using Python. And the cool thing about Python is that even though I don't read Python or I don't write Python, I can read and understand Python because um, it's a very simple syntax. And what I mean by that is that it's an easy to understand syntax for somebody who speaks English. So, um, yeah, it's a good language, great language. Um, our tests all pass. So I think we can do pnpm nx release, and I think I can do a dry run, right? And this should tell me what we want to do. I'm so tempted to do a major release. Um, very, very tempted to do a major release because one of the things being version 0.0.2 um, I think would hold us back a bit. But what I think I'm going to do is I'll do a minor release. We'll go to 0.0, we'll go to 0.10. And there we go. So there were no code changes. How are there? Oh yeah, there were no code changes. Um, so the package.json was completely removed. It's regenerating it using this. It's using that homepage. It's using that repository. And it's adding this to that, and then staging changed files with Git, committing changes with Git, tagging commit with Git, and then skipping. So all of this stuff would have happened, but it skipped publishing the packages and no changes were made. Um, well, one thing I need to do before I even do that is I need to go and commit these changes, right? These upgrades that we made. And again, a chore for our dependencies, we upgraded dev dependencies. So we'll now push that. And this is our 0.02 release here. So our 0.01 should be tagged here. And 0.02, is this on main? Here's main here. So I wonder 0.02, might have been merged in here. But there should be a whole bunch of chores and stuff like that, test chore, all of that stuff. Um, so I'm curious why I'm not picking that up. And let's go take a look at NX. We go to nx.dev, and inside of here, we search for our release. So release, see managing releases. Versioning, changelog, publishing. So it's going to use git tag nx release. So nx.json under the release section. And we can modify changelog and all of that stuff. Publishing using the programmatic API for NX release. All of that's good. Project relationship independent. The project relationship property tells NX whether to release projects independently or together. By default, NX will release all projects together in lockstep, which is equivalent to project relationships fixed. We can set project relationships independent. Interesting. Let's go take a look at our nx.json. Control nx.json. And inside of here, we need to look for our release. So we've got one project, log-observable. And that's fine. We don't need to worry about whether we release them separate or not. So there we go. This is our tag pattern, our versioning pattern. For changelog, we can set up stuff for changelog. Create release. Oh, that's interesting. Do I not have, if I go here, I don't have any releases. That's good to know. So one thing that we should definitely do is in our NX configuration, we need to add a changelog. This enables project changelogs. Changelog.product, yeah. So we want to create a GitHub release, but we also okay, so inside of here, we can add changelog, and here, thank you, Copilot, but that's not what I want. I want project changelogs. So project changelogs. And it's wanting to do an array, but it's really just an object. So within here, we can now say that we want to create the release for GitHub, and this will disable. I want to make sure that we create the file. So we can say create release, and we want GitHub. That's good. So now if I run it with the dry run flag again, we should be seeing that if we go ahead and we're going to go minor again. So first thing we see is this. It's rewriting this. It's still saying it's a version bump. Let's go ahead and let's just add a task here. And our task was to create GitHub release. So we'll commit that, and then we will push these. And I wonder, so one thing we could do is we could do pnpm nx affected release, I believe. And I think we need to do target equals release. And may that, oh, wait. No, don't do that yet. And here we want to add the dry run flag. I don't want to accidentally release something that I'm not ready to release. So it's not picking up. So I wonder. So I think I probably need to do the git commit true also. So inside of here, we can also add a git command. And here, commit is true. So now we will get git commits. And then let's do pnpm nx release with the dry run flag. Or use the version changelog and publish subcommands. Oh, really? So this one doesn't work. That's fine. So if we do this, then it should work. And our minor version. So it's staging the change files with Git, committing changes with Git, tagging commit with Git, pushing to Git remote, and it's creating a GitHub release. So it would create that release tag, and it's saying it's a version bump. And it's creating the changelog.md for log observable. And it's creating that release for log observable. And it's skipping the package publishing. Just out of curiosity, I want to run the release build, I believe. I just want to see what it puts into dist. npm nx release help. Hey, Fabrics2345, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Glad to have you here. Create a version and release for this workspace. Generate a changelog and optionally publish the packages. Publish a versioned project. You know what? If I make a mistake, we'll just bump the version. Let's make sure I've got everything committed. It looks like everything's committed. What's a bit annoying is all of these chores and things are not showing up, and I don't know why. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff here that's been changed, and stuff here that's been changed. I guess one experiment we could do is we can go to GitHub. And in GitHub, we've got our pull request, right? So let's go ahead and just commit this pull request. So we'll create this pull request. Yeah, so we've got this stuff in place. And we can see the files that we've changed, right, based on all of that. Looks good. So I'm going to mark this, and I'm just going to say, hey, go ahead and merge this. We're going to confirm the merge. So now we've merged in everything that we just did. Now we can go over here to get cracking, and we can pull this. So our main is here. Now let's check out our main. And then let's go here, and now let's just try our release with the dry run flag and see if it picks up any changes. So minor. No, it's still calling it a code bump. Even though we've got a whole bunch of testing and stuff going on. We're going to go back to this branch. We're going to try this without the dry run flag and see what we get. So here we go. Let's see if it publishes properly. So we're going to go to a minor version bump. Public key. So committing, we tagged them, we pushing to get remote. So here's our release, publish, and our package. We've got this change log, we've got this change log, and this change log are all good. Let's go look at our dist folder here. Go take a look at our dist. We'll see that inside of here, I didn't update it. It's still at version 0.02. And the reason for that is the GitHub permission was denied by my public key. Let me go over here and in our log observable, I'm going to create, well, actually I need to do it just under my user. My profile. Nope, that's not where I want it. Settings, that's where I want it. And under accounts, a username, nope, access, passwords, and authentication. Should enable that stuff. SSH. Added there. Let me see. Get Windows terminal. Sign into GitHub. Go to Windows terminal and type following command. That's if I've got the GitHub stuff installed. That was denied by the public key here. If I run that command, now if I run git push, Yeah, so I don't have that stuff set up. Um, Set up Git on a command line. See, this is a laptop. I haven't set up Git. Um, Set your username in Git. So my user on GitHub, I need to make sure that I get the right one. Is that. So I should be able to just do a git config -- global and user.name. So that should do that. And so now if I do a git push, it should ask me for a password, right? No. I've got my username. Set your git commit email address. Guess we're going to install the GitHub CLI. There we go. I'm now installing the GitHub CLI. It's actually not a bad tool. I don't know why I've been trying to avoid it. So I just use wingit to install it. So now I should be able to do gh version, right? I probably need to exit out of my terminal and restart it. So go ahead and grab my terminal again. So now I should be able to do a git dash version gh -- yeah, there we go. So now that I've got that in place, should be able to just do a gh auth login, a github.com https. Sure, log in with a web browser. So we now paste that and continue. So there we go. Yep, authorize GitHub. Use my password. And now it's asking me to validate my login request. Where is it? Where did it go? Okay, so let's grab my authenticator. And Streamline, Slack, Twitch. Accept. There we go. All right. So now get in there. I'm all set. And the authentication is complete, Git protocol is complete, and I'm now logged in as me. So now, if we run the release again, it should be able to create the release on GitHub. And because it can do that, we should be good to go. Are you kidding? I'm authorized. Oh, you know what? I probably need to remove that public key that I added. Um, because I tried to be smart and obviously it didn't work. Um, so get that was on my other browser. That's where it was. Personal access. I need to run this command. Go ahead and run that one. And also unset my username. And let's try get auth. It's gh auth login. GitHub.com. HTTPS. Yes. Web browser. Copy that. Paste that. Continue. Authorize. Now I'm all set. I was already logged in. So now my git push should work. Git remote origin. I'm gonna have to do some more work here. For right now, we are going to modify our nx.json. And we're going to take out this changelog section here. Save that. And now we're just going to publish and see if it will work. And I'll figure out what's going on with creating GitHub releases. Um, oh no, don't publish this. Let's go take a look at our dist folder now. Our package.json still says 0.02. Here we say 0.30. It's not building it. Oh yeah, 0.3, 0.20. We've been tagging this branch a bunch, haven't we? Um, yeah, look at that. Um, because we had those 3 failures. Let's go back here. Um, and we're going to leave that one alone. So if I've checked this one out, and now we do a dry run, it should be tagging it as 010. Minor patch. Nope, it's still saying 040. Because this is where we are right now. Because even me clicking here, and that's probably safest. Um, yeah. Our changes. It's fine. Um, you know what? We're just gonna pnpm nx release publish. Let's see what this does. Um, So I need to give it a one-time code. And that comes from my authenticator. It's not the one I want. That should publish. See, it's pushing a whole bunch of stuff we don't want. We want it to publish from the source directory down. Because we want it to publish that index.ts. And now I'll bet if we go look in our dist folder here, I think this is because of I think I'm missing a build step. If we go look at our NX stuff here, um, release property configures the NX release command, change log and publishing. Because what it's doing is it's publishing everything here, and we don't want that. That's a big problem, and that's the problem that we've got. So the 0.02 used to be a good release, and then I did the NX release. So under release, I didn't set it up properly, and that's probably I know that's on me, but that's probably customize changelog output. I don't want that. I don't want custom npm. Update your local registry setup to use NX release. We're not using a local registry. Feature fix feature chore. Object level change logs. Behave differently when configured multiple version bumps. That's fine. Create a git tag. I don't need that. Hmm. I I need to go feed my daughters. I will get this figured out and get this published and test it out, and we'll pick up with the upgrade on Sunday. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for being here. There's definitely something going on that I need to figure out, and I'll get that figured out, and we won't have to deal with this on Sunday. So you guys have a great rest of your week. We will see you Sunday morning. And